Skilled Creators with Désiré, the Brand Maverick.
Before we get into it, I just wanted to thank you for following me into this tilted rabbit hole where we learn about the entrepreneur journey and all the magnificent and terrifying things that come with it. If you're an entrepreneur and you want to increase your brand exposure, network internationally, and gain insights, then follow the breadcrumbs in the show notes to my website where you can find everything you need to start your business, grow your brand, and accelerate your income today. I even have a live show every Monday that you can attend. It's free brand awareness and exposure, and you get to meet some really cool people on the show. It's such incredible value, and you don't have to pay a penny for it.
Now it's time. Let's jump straight into the rabbit hole.
Thank you so much for coming on Entrepreneur Spotlight today. Just for those tuning in, do you want to let them know your name of your company, and tell them a little bit about what you do?
I'd love to design. Thank you so much. I'm Charu Mehrotra from Singapore, an entrepreneur by heart. I'm running my passionate venture, www. It's an online media hub, all for women empowerment, promoting personal excellence in health, leadership skills, and business skills for women across the globe. Women Lies is listed in top 60 online magazines now. By FeedSpot, we are currently at 37th position. And when you write or Google search online magazines for women, Women Lies is coming on top of Google page now. So present on 8 social media platforms, running for last 5 years, because I really wanted to have one media promoting just excellence for women across the globe with a mix of videos and articles.
That's amazing. That's absolutely incredible. And I love that, you're really dedicated to it, because a lot of people drop off after the first one or two kind of issues. I was going to say episodes because that's a podcast thing, but usually it is after the first one or two.
This is a fifth year now. I'm also amazed myself how I have done this, but I am an entrepreneur last 13 years now. And I'm running my fourth venture. So this journey has given me that vision, that clarity, that it takes time. I always say that entrepreneurship is like walking in a park, and that park is a Jurassic Park, and you have to be prepared every day to face some dinosaur. So I think with time, with experience, I have learned those skills to manage those challenges, because definitely having an idea and establishing it as a business is not easy. Every day is a challenge, and definitely we are having our own up and down. But we are happy that we are still in the race, and we have ideas which we want to implement and reach out to many women across the globe. In my talk shows, I interview women entrepreneurs under professional show, under entrepreneur show, and we are having one Let's Erase Domestic Violence show, where I am interviewing women who have successfully come out of domestic violence and leading a successful life. I really want to amplify their voice, and it should reach out to those women who are suffering in silence. There's a Books for Excellence show, and with other content from other experts. I really want to create this as a buzzing media hub, which is inspiring women to be better version of themselves, and we have more women leaders across.
That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. Sorry for the quality dip. I just had a technical problem with the cameras, so I've had to switch from my phone camera to my laptop camera, which is not as great, but things happen. This week seems to be one of those weeks. It seems Murphy is working his law this week, so anything that could go wrong will go wrong is actually happening this week, but that's absolutely fine. So what made you what was it, I guess, what's the driving force for you as an individual behind this? Because empowering women is something that's, I think, close to every woman's heart at some point. But what has really been the one moment? What was the moment where you went, this is what I want to do? Do you remember that moment?
I think seeds were sown during my college days. By background, I am having masters in mass communications, and journalism was part of the curriculum. And somehow in those days when I was looking around, and we had certain examples of women like Oprah Winfrey, and there were other women in India in Renew, and many women were doing amazing work. Kiran Majumdar Shaw, I remember those names now. I was always having that question that if they are able to reach that ladder and they are able to fulfill their dreams and visions. And in my surrounding, in my family, in my network, I'm having so many women around who are not able to stand for themselves. I know the time was different in those days. I'm talking about 90s, 96. Now, I mean, I was in my college, 98, 97. And those years were, I mean, for women empowerment, not much. Women were not having that. We were not having much access to internet, right? So awareness
No.
was less and women were not able to speak and stand for themselves. If they were good at something, they were happily doing it at home, but they never thought of as a profession. They were really happily, I mean, in my network, somehow I had women who were really happily taking care of the family, contented. But I always thought, oh wow, they are having so much skill. Why are they not able to come out and stand for themselves? And why the family is not supporting them to stand for themselves? Somehow those questions were always troubling me forever. And when I had my work, I worked full time for some time in India, and then I was married. I was traveling with my husband. We settled in Singapore. Eyes open, and then I realized things can be done, things can be changed. It's all about, because I strongly believe every woman is having certain power which she can use if she is empowered with the right mindset and right knowledge, and that she has to educate, she has to use the power of choice for herself, to stand for herself and nurture and educate herself, which women are not doing. And still we have lesser numbers. That number has to increase. Media can do a lot. I strongly believe women are what they read and what they eat. So media can
Yes.
play, and somehow our media which we watch is not focused on women. We are having so many successful women, but how many are interviewed, right? How many are sharing their success stories to inspire others? And how many are able to tell others, like, okay, what has helped me? You can also do that. So that vibe is missing
Yeah.
somehow. I really want to fill that gap through Women Lines.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I get that entirely. And I understand that. I mean, I am an alpha woman myself. I have been called a force of nature many a time, simply because of how direct I am. But it is because when I was very young, my parents taught me to always ask why and to always question things and not just take things and run with it. So I'm really grateful to both of my parents for kind of instilling that in me, because I think without that, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. So I am very, very, very
Fantastic.
grateful for that. You know, I think more women need to just stand up and ask questions and why,
Right.
and challenge the status quo, because we're so afraid of doing it. Like, I don't understand why we're so scared of doing it. It's something that we are kind of afraid of, and that's something that I think we do need to work on as a global women's community, I think.
I really agree with the words. What I believe when I've started reaching out to women across the globe, my mind, I was really astonished that we all are same across the globe. We are having same challenges. We are having same health problems. We are having same challenges for our professions. It has to be the same education provided to every woman across the globe. It's not that the women in some countries going to have some different types of empowerment lesson, and the women in the other countries will have some different types of empowerment lesson, because we as human, as women, we are same. So once we are gathering from across the globe, if right mindset women come together, this planet can be a much better place to live. I strongly believe in that, and I'm trying my best through Women Lives, by collaborating, by partnership, by working together with other women from different countries, so that we can come together and we can create that media hub. We can really help other women to be better version of themselves.
I love that. I absolutely love that. Helping women to be a better version of themselves. That hits home. That really does hit home. So I absolutely love that. I think I'm gonna make that another one of my words. Well, I guess a phrase for this year, to be a better version of myself. Because my word for this year, I only chose one word. I have no resolutions. Focus. Focus is the one thing this year. 2024 is all about focus. And I think also that focus will drive me to become a better version of myself. But I think I am going to focus to be a better version of myself. I absolutely love that. And obviously to empower everybody else around me while doing that. Because when you're a better version of yourself, you tend to uplift those around you. You tend to lift everybody else up with you. So I absolutely love that idea. So I want to ask you a kind of a,
Mhm.
it's not a weird question, it's actually quite fitting, but it is something a little bit different. So how much time do you
Mhm.
spend working on your business and not in your business?
On business and in business, two different category. So as a
Yes.
solopreneur, I have to be very mindful that what part of business I'm focusing. Believe me, it took lots of time to understand to establish this idea as a business, because it was a crazy idea, because everybody said that who reads a magazine, and that we're talking about a digital magazine, and why anybody will be interested. But I thought women are always looking forward to read something which can give them some enjoyment, some entertainment, or maybe something to learn, right? They are learning some new skill. If it is done in right way, we can really get it as a business, and then we can establish it in having some business angle and take it to the next level. Slowly and slowly, with lots of experiments on lots of topic, we filtered out what topics we have to focus. So, on business is about creating that place for women lives where we are partnering with others and collaborating with others. So, when you talk about in terms of hours, I have not calculated in hours, but weekly, I'm segregating my time on business and in business. In business, I will say taking care of content calendar, marketing, sales, sitting with the team and ideating
Yeah.
what can we present more to help women, or what should be doing to get some novelty at women lives. And on business is something which I take care of how I'm crossing geographies, and how I'm reaching out to other women across. So weekly I try to sit, I segregate days that okay, this day I will just put my time on business, where I am connecting and doing networking and crossing geographies, and 2 days with my intern, and 2 days for myself to create the content and whatever ideation I have to do. It is not structured still, it goes on and off, but yeah, I'm trying to navigate this and structure it better this year.
That's amazing. I think that's a lesson that all entrepreneurs, especially solopreneurs, need to learn. And it's a very,
Very
very
true.
important lesson. It's probably the most important lesson because, a lot of us only ever find that out if we hit burnout or if we hit something that, is similar to burnout or a stressful period or something like that. And it takes quite a lot of those lessons to be learned. So if you're a young entrepreneur or a solopreneur, you want to be one, and you're listening to this or you're watching this right now, you have to learn that one particular thing is learning to segregate your time between on your business, which is kind of like the marketing of your business, and working in your business, which is doing the things that your business actually does. So in my case, it would be the difference between going out and getting work, getting clients, and actually having sessions and doing the work is two different things. I am incredibly guilty for not being consistent at all. I think for 8 years I've not been consistent because I've probably spent at least 80% of my time in my business and probably 20% time on the business, because I just love
Oh,
I love what I do
definitely.
so much, and I love the client work so much that I prefer being in it. I love getting my sleeves rolled up, get my hands dirty, just being in that moment right there and then. That's what drives me. So for me as an individual, it is really important for me to have that part of my day, but it is also to get out of your feast and famine cycle, which many of us have experienced. You have to be more consistent with working on your business. So thank you,
Very
Charu,
true.
for, sharing that. So, what is the one thing that fuels your passion?
I want to create a better place for my girl. I want to see her the way I really wanted myself. What is missing in what I have missed, I don't want her to miss. So that's why I keep learning. That's why I keep moving, and that fuels me that she has to stand for herself the way the world requires her, and she should not miss things because of lack of knowledge or information. So I think that's why I'm crazily running Women Lines, that I should be empowering myself first, fill my cup first with the things which are required to live life the way it should be, and then I can educate my girl and other girls around. So empowering girls standing for my girl and giving her that insight, which can help her to be a better version of herself when she grows up. I think that fuels me a lot.
Where else can you get a better fuel for that kind of passion? Like, you know, trying to do better and making a better will for your own daughter is literally like, especially for what you do, because you do women empowerment. So that is literally like the best kind of, you know, fuel for that passion that you can ever get. That's incredible. So if you had unlimited resources, what problem would you solve? So unlimited people, unlimited money, unlimited everything. What world problem would you solve?
I love this question. I am crazy for getting, as I always use the better version of oneself, better version of myself. Health is something I regard very precious for every individual, particularly women, because we are not educated from the beginning that the health has to be prioritized, whether it's mental, physical, emotional, whatever health we are talking about. If I have such resources, I will love to create those platforms or those sessions or whatever things I can where women can be empowered right way for their health, and they can be a better version, better healthier version of themselves, because in the long run health challenges really are so heavy that women stop working on themselves, just they stop pursuing their dreams. And to be a healthier version of themselves, they have to be educated, right? I want to create those resources which can educate women, girls from the beginning so that they can lead a healthy life and nothing can stop them in pursuing their dreams.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. I think health is something. I mean, they say health is wealth, but health is definitely something that needs to be really, really looked at, and women's health in particular across the world. Because I mean, we aren't equal. And let's just say it, women and men are not equal.
No,
And I know
no way.
we're always fighting for equality. I tend to think that we're superior. We can create human beings. But it's through that. Like, I mean, I had this conversation with my mum only this week, and we were talking about the fact that, you know, during that time of the month, we should be granted by law at least 2 days off a month so that we can kind of just rest and recover, because we are the only species on the planet that menstruates and is still expected to operate as normal. And this conversation happened because my mum's dog, is a female dog, has just come into heat for the first time. And, you know, they've noticed that she's really grumpy. She's not tolerating anything. She doesn't want to play. She's whimpering a little bit, which means that she's in a little bit of pain, you know, and we understand because we get it. But, you know, we are the only species on the planet that expects our women, our females, our menstruating women to just get on with it. And that's actually wrong. I think it invalidates the experience, because some women have it easy, yes. And I will say it out loud, and I hope she hears this. My mom is one of them. My mom has probably never gotten a cramp in her life. Whereas me and my sister's probably a little bit worse than I am at now, but my sister and I would pass out with pain, would literally have to be rushed to hospital because we were doubling over in agony. I can't tell you how many times I could not physically get out of bed, far less go to school. I couldn't function. I couldn't feel my legs. So, and it happened all throughout my life. And I think it's really, really important that while we're fighting for equality, and I think the equality just comes in the gender pay gap and in equal rights. That's where the equality kind of comes in. But for that, I bet you if men menstruated, we wouldn't even be having this conversation, because it would be a bank holiday. It would be a public holiday. It would be renowned across the world. Yeah, it'll be a global holiday. So
definitely it will be. I agree. Everybody is different. Every individual is different, and everybody reacts differently. But this understanding of that women are going such phases every month, we need that empathy from people around so that it can help us to be again the healthier version after a few days, and then we are back to our work nicely and we are performing better. But yeah, that empathy is missing. People don't understand and the expectations are still there. So it's difficult for many women. It's very difficult around the world.
Especially with women who suffer from polycystic ovaries. It could be, or endometriosis. It's even worse.
So many diseases.
Or people who have fibroids. There's some women out there who just never stop bleeding, and I think we need to just kind of, I'm so sorry for the guys out there who are listening to this and really don't want to hear this, but I think it's important for you to hear this so that you kind of understand. For some women, this does feel like someone's and brushing it through your insides. And I am one of those, unfortunately. But, how can you function as a normal person at normal capacity when you're going through that level of pain? And it's constant. We don't get used to it. It doesn't become jazz just because you've had it since you were a teenager. It can be crippling, doubling over pain your entire life. And I think it's really important for us as women, but for us as a global society, to remember that, respect that, and deliver, as you said, Charu, that empathy. That empathy is really, really, really needed. Because for those who need the days off, take it. For those who don't need it and can cope, then it's your choice. And I think if we were given, exactly, it's giving women that choice and not reprimanding them for something that we didn't have a say in. Because I bet you bottom dollar, if somebody told me that I could unsubscribe from this on day one, I'd have been like, no, don't want this. I love being a woman, but I don't want that. I just don't want that bit. It's kind of unsubscribe. Like, let me hit that button. Like from day one, in the womb, I was hitting that button. So, I'm pretty sure that if you asked, all of the women around the world, I would say probably at least 30% of them would say, I would love to unsubscribe from this simply because of how inconvenient it makes my entire life. We have to think of things that guys don't have to think of. We literally have to plan outfits and what we're wearing constantly.
We have to be
because you cannot wear white before or after. You literally have like one safe week where you could wear white in a month. And you've really got to plan your outfits because then you don't know. Sometimes it's early, sometimes it's late. Some women are clockworks. Some of us live in limbo, and it's just like surprise. And I'm like, oh, thanks for showing up completely uninvited. Thank you very much. But yeah, these are things that men don't have to think about, and I think it's important. I know this is not really business topic per se, but we are talking about women empowerment. We are talking about raising our voices and becoming better versions of ourselves. Health is a massive part of it, absolutely massive, and that goes for both sides, both genders, and everything in between. Being healthy, full stop. That's it. That's it.
Health also is physical, mental, emotional. There's so many parts of health now we are talking now. So all segments need attention with mindfulness from the beginning. That's why I really have a dream that we should be providing that knowledge from the beginning, from school to girls especially, that how you can take better care of your health. So that is missing. We are not taught from the beginning. We just come to know so late in life that at that time we are done with many things.
Yeah, absolutely. I had to be introduced to some pretty strong painkillers when I was very young, and I don't want to even think about the kind of damage that has done to my body as a result of having to take these kind of painkillers. It's not going to be healthy for my liver. I know that for a fact, because ibuprofen is not good for you. Neither is naproxen, not long term at least. And we don't know what kind of havoc that's wreaked in my body or wreaked in my body. But now pivoting a little bit. So what has been the absolute hardest thing about entrepreneurship for you?
Keeping my spirits high when I had low time. Many times I've thought of quitting. It's not working, what I'm doing in life. But again, something popped up, and that maybe a wisdom nugget, maybe some podcasts, maybe some interviews, maybe some book, and some punch was there, and that hit again, and then I'm back to my original self and I'm moving ahead. And in between that journey, learning about importance of gratitude, learning about importance of the entrepreneur morning habits. I am a strong advocate of developing. It's not for entrepreneurs, it's for every woman, which should be followed religiously, which I picked up during my journey when I was down and feeling low and then was thinking of quitting. And then those nuggets helped me to come up and continue and keep striving. Journaling, gratitude, exercise, physical, mental care, all these things need attention from the beginning. And once you have clarity for yourself and you are having that understanding about clarity about your goal and you are reworking, you are re-upskilling, things are improving. When I compare myself the way I was 5 years back, I am a much better version myself. And those things push me keep going. And yeah, something is always there to look forward and keep improving. So we are still there. We are listed in top 60 and we are having a small team and then we have big dreams. So yeah, those days were the real challenging days in my life.
Wow. So, what would be your parting gift of wisdom for those in the audience?
Have faith in life for yourself. Never come out of that zone of faith. Being a human, we are blessed. People are talking about AI, people are talking so much about things are changing, and definitely next few years, things might change a lot. Always remind yourself that we are blessed with something as a human, which is your gut feel, your intuition, and that gives you that faith and clarity. Do listen to you, that small call inside, which every human is having, and take action according to that. Believe me, things will be much better in life.
Wow, that's amazing. That's truly
Thank you.
amazing. So, how can people find you, our listeners?
Well, the best way is subscribe to Women Lines is www. It's a free subscription. I'm not charging anything. And reach out to me on email. Let's connect on LinkedIn. Love to speak. Anything interesting for women empowerment is there. We'll love to partner, love to collaborate. Start guest posting if you want to create your online visibility. And you can contact me at contact. So yeah, we'll look forward to connect with like-minded people and work together.
That's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. So, thank you so much for coming on the Entrepreneur Spotlight today, Charu. You are absolutely
so much.
amazing. You're an inspiration. Honestly, you
Thank
are
you for inviting
incredible.
this.
So, and you've been an incredible guest as well. So, thank you so much for coming on today. It's been incredible having you here.
Thanks for having me. I'm grateful to you that you invited me and gave this opportunity to share about myself. May God bless. Thank you.
You can listen to this podcast and many more on tiltnexus.com, which is our free platform for entrepreneurs across the world. See you on the Nexus.